Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 12 of the Irish Whipcast. Whipcast.
Yeah.
Someday I'll get that. I'm your host, Ben, accompanied as always by my co-host, Darren.
Yeah.
This week we're going to be doing a Lucha Underground focus show. Kind of got lost in the shuffle between WrestleMania and TakeOver.
A tiny bit of normal wrestling news and then mostly Lucha Underground.
So the biggest news story, I guess, is the death of Chyna.
Yeah, and
she was found dead in her home earlier this week, at the age of 45. It seems I don't know if the official word is out yet, but she had public battles with drugs and alcohol through the years. It's sad, but I don't want to say it's unexpected.
No. The only thing I thought that was unexpected was that it wasn't on a Sunday. Because in the last number of wrestlers who died, it happened like the day before Raw.
Yeah, actually.
Because when she died, I was like, because like everyone else was thinking like, are they going to do a memorial thing for her? And I just assumed it was the next night because that's how it happened. Like for a number of the last few guys, like Balls Mahoney, I think died on Sunday, and Bray Wyatt, I can't remember his name.
Blackjack Mulligan.
Yeah, Blackjack died on like Sunday as well.
I imagine WWE will do a in memory of card.
Yeah.
To her. They've acknowledged her death, and maybe she'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah.
It's a shame she couldn't get her life together. I know WWE have taken flack for not trying to for not putting her in the Hall of Fame, but you know, a big part of it is the Triple H thing, but another part of it is, you know, not being able to trust her to keep things together.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean. And it's kind of cynical, but I understand it.
Yeah, well, considering the last news of Chyna was her accosting Triple H at Roddy Piper's funeral.
No,
was it Piper's funeral?
There was that, but she was to make an appearance
WrestleCon.
And no showed that.
Yeah. Yeah, but I was speaking in terms of like WWE related with her, or when she went to the offices.
Yeah, apparently
well.
She showed up at Titan Towers and was asked to leave.
Yeah.
So, you know, her behaviour was kind of erratic. But, you know, she was an icon in the business. There's no one who can really argue against that.
No.
There won't ever be another Chyna, and it's, you know, it's just sad that she couldn't move on from it.
Yeah.
In lighter news, TNA is being bought by neo-Nazis.
Yeah. Man, this week is just so weird for wrestling.
Yeah, there really isn't a good segue.
And do you know what's really funny as well? Because I talked to a few people about this, and even people who don't really know the Harris brothers know they're neo-Nazis.
They have neo-Nazi tattoos.
Yeah, like there's a one famous picture of them in TNA.
Yep.
With the S bolt
during a pay-per-view.
Yeah, with the S bolt shirts on.
Yeah, with the yeah.
The real question is, are they still neo-Nazis?
That was my thing.
And I've got nothing to prove that they aren't. So as far as I'm concerned, they still are.
I haven't heard of them reforming their alleged neo-Nazi
hatred
lifestyle.
of anything that isn't white.
Yes.
They're going to tag team with Hulk Hogan.
Oh no.
I could just say the really offensive shit I was saying to you on Steve when we were talking about it.
Go for it.
They're going to name it Whites Only Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to bring back the curb stomp.
Yes. And in typical TNA fashion, they will probably make Bobby Lashley their world champion.
Yeah. Like, apparently TNA are just done.
Yeah.
Really done.
They have been struggling for money for a while now.
And apparently just now have no money.
According
to Dave Meltzer, anyway.
They've had to leave their office, and they're working out of a warehouse on the side of a fucking dirt road at the minute. They are, as far as I know, the Harris brothers paid, well, this company that they're working for, Aerolux, paid for their last set of tapings as like a down payment on a stake in the company. Yeah. Dixie has allegedly been going around trying to
get anyone.
She's
called me up.
She wants to retain the controlling interest in the company. Yeah. But like no one, there's no takers.
Yeah. Speaking of other TNA related news, Jeff Jarrett is now part of a pyramid scheme.
I think we've talked about this before.
Did we?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it was by the time the last episode aired that we talked about it. But if it was, he's still in that pyramid scheme.
Jeff Jarrett still wants you to buy gold.
He also had an interesting WrestleCon.
I think we talked about that as well.
I think we talked lightly about it, but I didn't realise that like High Spots had it.
Do you want to go over the grimy details of it?
Well, like from what I saw, I skipped through a lot of it. So like the match was supposed to be 15 minutes long. If you look at on the pay-per-view, it's near about an hour.
Yeah, I've heard it's about like 45 minutes.
And about 30 minutes of that is Jeff Jarrett talking shit to people. Yep. And then like Joey Ryan comes out and starts shit talking Jarrett, calling his promo shit, and the crowd agreeing with him. And then Tommy Dreamer comes out and says to him, what was it, if you don't shut the fuck up and fight me, I'm going to let these fans come in and butt fuck you for you porn video.
These 2,000 fans. Yeah. That's... Jeff Jarrett is like the most sideshow, carny, old, like pre-television wrestling guy I can think of.
Yeah. He just refuses to let it die.
Yeah.
One thing I will say is pretty great about that match is Joey Ryan's new gear, where he comes out and it says sponsored by YouPorn on the back of his trunks.
Yeah, he's genuinely sponsored by YouPorn.
Yeah, for the sports division.
What else was there? There was big news out of NXT this week at a house show in Lowell, Massachusetts. Yeah. We had a title change. Samoa Joe defeated Finn Balor for the NXT title. This is well out of left field. There hasn't really been anything like this before in NXT.
And there hasn't been a title change at a house show in like a decade at least, I'd say. I can't think of one in recent memory. That's like a major title at least.
Yeah. The last title change would have been like a tag title change on the main roster a couple of years ago.
Like the only thing that comes close to that is Seth Rollins having to drop the title because he broke his leg at a house show. Like that's the closest I can think of.
Afterwards, people were filming the wrestlers coming out and getting on a bus, and Finn comes out, drops his bag in the bus, comes back out, and has the fans go silent for a minute and just says, "See you Monday." So whether he's just messing with us
again,
or,
for the 7th time in a row.
Yeah, he loves to mess with the fans.
Ever since Anderson and Gallows were announced to appear, he's been teasing his own appearance.
It looks like they're doing something with NXT.
Yeah.
They're doing something with Finn. I guess we'll find out by Payback.
Yeah. What'll happen. Even tomorrow, Monday night.
Yeah, we're filming Sunday and Raw
is tomorrow.
The time you'll be hearing this will be probably a couple hours before Raw.
Yeah. So, like, we'll find out in a few hours at the earliest what'll happen.
Yeah. So this is...
The problem with NXT, my friend was saying it to me, is that, like, NXT doesn't have many faces that they can put against Joe.
Yeah.
But then I remembered that Tommy is probably due to come back soon enough now. And I'd say he'll probably, if anyone, he'll probably become the new, like, baby face of NXT.
Well, there's Nakamura as well.
Yeah, but everyone knows Nakamura's, like, days are numbered with NXT.
Yeah, he's supposedly only going to be there till summer.
About June, July.
Yeah, he's scheduled for, like, house shows in over the summer. But if he comes up for SummerSlam, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So, like there's no one really who can be a long babyface in NXT right now.
That's fine though. Like, they can have Joe run rampant as like a monster heel.
Yeah.
For months while they rebuild their babyface.
Yeah.
Side.
I still think Hitami could be the guy who would come back and become the babyface of a lot of them.
Yeah,
because he should be cleared soon enough. It's been like a year.
Because like they brought up Corbin and Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
And I think they brought up Crews a bit too early.
Everyone thinks that.
Nothing against his like athletic ability or his ring work, but he doesn't really have a clear, strong personality.
No.
Yet.
He's got the Rocky Maivia gimmick where he's just a black guy who smiles.
Yeah, he's just kind of someone who seems
like,
happy to be there.
I'm just happy to participate.
Yeah, complete like white meat baby face.
Yeah.
Itami's probably the best call.
Yeah. That's what I think anyway could happen.
Because there really isn't anyone else up there in the title picture. I mean, Austin Aries?
Maybe. Since Corbin is gone, he could.
Yeah. But like...
The Drifter.
Yeah, because they lost Sane as well.
Yeah, they lost a bunch of people.
Well, I guess that's what development's for.
Yeah,
so
we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah,
because for all we know, there could be some new NXT guys appear.
Yeah,
there is your man No Way Jose.
I haven't seen him yet. I've missed this week's NXT.
Neither have I. I just kind of skipped through NXT this week to see what was happening because I didn't have time really to watch it all.
Yeah,
but like he just got put in, and apparently people online are pretty hype about him. So you could have some. There could be like 2 or 3 more guys appearing that we don't know of. Yeah,
they have signed a couple of people. And there's also like the global cruiserweight tournament thing coming up, so they could bring people in then.
Yeah. So I'll have to wait and see with that.
Yeah. So I suppose we should move on to... Is that all for news?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. That I can think of, yeah.
Those are the
Blackjack Mulligan's dead. That happened after we recorded the last, but we just talked about that during the Chyna thing.
I think we did talk about him.
No, he was like hospitalized at the time, I think. Okay. I don't think we properly talked about him passing, because he passed maybe the week after.
I think we did though,
because they had the Bray Wyatt Roman Reigns match.
Yeah.
That same week, and Bray got the pin.
Was that the day after Mania?
No. This was like 2 weeks after.
That was 2 weeks after Mania. Huh. Maybe. I'm not sure when. Okay.
I'm pretty sure he died after the last episode. He was hospitalized when we recorded the last one, but he hadn't gone yet.
He had been sick for a while.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure we did talk about it though. Briefly.
We could have, but I can't remember.
So I suppose we should move on to Lucha Underground.
Yeah, we'll talk about Raw at Payback predictions thing.
Yeah, that'll be another episode next week.
Yeah. Like, will I say it on the podcast? Like, the idea we have is to talk about, like, Raw and that for, like, predictions. Because, like, if Raw shit, you don't want an hour episode of us talking about how boring and shit it was.
Yeah.
Instead, we'll just talk about what was good in that month instead.
Yeah. And we will do an episode for pay-per-views as well.
Post and pre-show kind of.
The pre-pay-per-views will be like a summary of the Raws leading up to them.
Yeah.
And the post-pay-per-views will obviously be a review of the pay-per-view.
Yeah, more than anything. It's just easier to do because you don't want us shitting on Raw every week.
Yeah.
Because, well, like, in the last month it's been good.
Yeah, the last, like, 3 Raws have been pretty good.
Yeah, but, like, when it's bad, like, our first few episodes, it's just us talking about how boring and shit it is, and there's only so much ground we can tread talking about how boring and shit it is.
Yeah, and we'll probably do, like, 1 episode a month of Lucha Underground.
Yeah. Just so it's all kind of evenly spaced out. So if you're not interested in Lucha Underground, there'll just be 1 video for people who are.
And maybe 1 episode a month of NXT. But,
yeah.
Like, the NXT... the problem is the NXT show is normally just okay.
Yeah.
It's the takeovers that
steal the show.
Yeah.
More so than anything.
Because, like, the NXT show is just, like, a basic...
indie wrestling.
Yes, it's a well put together wrestling show, but there's nothing...
There's no stories or anything that...
Yeah, they're kind of slow paced.
Yeah.
Just
matches are good.
Yeah, they're all designed to just build around takeovers.
Yeah, really.
So, yeah, but we'll work out something for that.
Yeah,
because takeovers are, I think, too far apart.
NXT we could probably put into post pay-per-views. Just talk. Yeah. Very quickly at the start about it. Because really, NXT is just going to be like, yeah, this match was good and this match was good.
Yeah, there isn't a lot of... like, if you just watch a takeover, you can just watch takeovers without watching the NXT weekly show, because they do a good job of, like, summarizing what's got them, the wrestlers to this point.
Yeah.
And what the stakes are afterwards. So
just run into Lucha Underground. So, like, the last thing... Will we start from, like, Aztec Warfare?
Yeah, we'll start from Aztec Warfare till
this week.
This week, yeah.
Because I think that's probably the better...
I think I missed... I think Aztec Warfare was, like, the last thing we talked about.
Yeah, I think you missed maybe 1 or 2 beforehand. But Aztec Warfare is probably the better part to start, because most everything from Aztec Warfare leads into everything on Lucha Underground now. Yeah. All the stories before Aztec Warfare don't really matter, or they're still going on, and we've already talked about them.
So Aztec Warfare, for anyone who doesn't know, is like a Royal Rumble match.
Yeah.
Where enter the match at, like,
a minute.
Yeah, a minute to
90 minutes.
To 2 minute intervals.
90 seconds, I mean.
Yeah. So, and the only way to win is by pinning or submitting an entrance.
Which is smart. Like, 90% of their roster are high-flying guys, and you can't have them grounded because they might get thrown over the ropes.
Yeah, actually.
I was thinking of that, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty smart. So you can't have, like, Puma
standing on the top rope and just slipping over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this match started with Phoenix and Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, the way WWE should have done their Royal Rumble with AJ and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at Aztec Warfare and the Royal Rumble...
Oh, Aztec Warfare is a better show.
Yeah, but they're almost completely the same in terms of storyline anyway.
Except Aztec Warfare seems to be booked a bit better.
Yeah, well, obviously. Yeah. They've got better wrestlers. I don't want to say they got better wrestlers, but they've got more people I was hyped to see.
Yeah, they have.
I didn't care about Rusev. Why is Rusev number 2? And why is AJ Styles number 3? Why couldn't they have done it the other way? Flipped AJ to number 2 and then Rusev is number 3. Like, what was the point?
There wasn't really a point.
Like, Aztec Warfare, since it was only an hour, it was really nice to watch.
Well, the Rumble's only an hour itself, generally, but it's not It's a lot of guys sitting in corners.
Yeah, like Jericho. He took like a half-hour break in.
or Roman, who goes backstage for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, for a little nap.
Yeah, but this was Ray's debut match in Lucha Underground, and he looked good.
Yeah.
He seems to have slimmed down from his WWE days.
Yeah.
He's not as bulky as he was.
He's still got a bit of muscle on him though.
Yeah, but in WWE he was swollen.
Yeah.
I'll say.
He's wearing like his new gear. He's got like a similar mask, but he's wearing like a tank top kind of thing. Something he used to do in like WCW. I can't really remember him doing it much in WWE.
No.
But I know he used to wrestle in that kind of gear back in the day.
He'd wear like a body suit.
Yeah, that's basically what he's wearing now.
Yeah.
Like a 2-piece bodysuit, more or less.
I think losing the weight has helped him.
Yeah.
Because like it's less stress on his knees.
Yeah.
And he's able to move around a bit better.
Yeah, because he's moving quick around in the Aztec Warfare.
Yeah.
Do you want it? Will we do like as much of a summary as we can, or will we talk about like most memorable moments of it?
We'll just talk about memorable moments, I guess.
There's a lot in Aztec Warfare.
Yeah.
Because like what they did was smart enough that the Royal Rumble didn't do, was that like most of the people who would come out all had like beef against each other.
Yeah.
So the rivalries would continue in Aztec Warfare.
That's the way old like
Rumbles used to work.
Yeah, you'd have tag partners come out at the same time and be just like kind of eye each other up a bit, or then you'd have say like Rick Martel come out, and then like 2 or 3 entrances later you'd have Jake the Snake come out, who was feuding with him.
It's like what they did when Sami Zayn came out.
Yeah,
and Kevin Owens just looks at him. He's like, "Fuck no."
Yeah, it's that, but like for like every entrant had like beef with each other.
Yeah, which was really good. The only ones that didn't was like Joey Ryan, who was probably my favorite in the entire thing. So they had at the Aztec Warfare, Famous B was there,
just passing out like managers' cards.
Yeah, so like Joey Ryan enters. He was an early enough entrant, I think.
Yeah, it's like number 5 or 6, I think.
And he comes out and handcuffs himself to the like the guardrail for the audience because he can't be pinned or submitted. Yeah,
you need to be in the ring to be submitted.
Yeah, and Famous B is talking about how great a tactician he is because of that.
And offers him his card.
Yeah, it doesn't stop Puma from. Was it Puma?
A bunch of people come over and just start wailing on him every now and
again. What can you think that happened in it? I've got a handful of moments I can remember.
The big standout things were Muertes getting pinned, pretty like getting ganged up on.
At the start of it, it's revealed that Pentagon Jr. isn't going to be in the match.
Yeah.
Is it Cuerto?
By Katrina, because she was still booking at that stage.
So she tells Pentagon he's not going to be in the match. So when Mil Muertes enters, Pentagon comes out through the crowd and just beats him down. Yeah.
And then throws him in the ring, and they all kind of gang up on him. And like Mysterio, I think, hits him from the top rope and pins him, and then like Puma and some other guy both jump on top at the same time to keep him pinned
down. Who else would have been? Fucking Dragon Azteca Jr. made his debut as well. Yeah. He's very impressive.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Like later on, when we're not talking about Aztec Warfare, like the match he had last week against Mundo. Yeah, Mundo and Cage and
the trios match.
Yeah. What else? Drago and Jack Evans, their beatdown in the crowd is pretty fun to watch. But they had the one bump I was telling you about. Yeah. Where I'm pretty sure like Drago does something to Jack Evans on the stairs, because all you can see is Evans falling back down the stairs.
Just tumbling down this concrete entrance way.
And then like Jack Evans comes in, I think he gets pinned by who does he get pinned by?
Oh, there's a lot of stuff happening.
It's like his was like the most brutal pin I can remember though, because he gets the Canadian Destroyer off the top rope.
Oh, was it Puma?
It could have been
I think it might have been Puma.
Puma or
Azteca.
no, not Azteca. The other face, the other like main guy.
Phoenix.
Phoenix. It was either Phoenix or Puma who did it. And,
Yeah.
He did like a Canadian destroyer off
From
the
top
turnbuckle.
rope. Yeah, fuck that move.
It was brutal to look at. But I lost my shit.
Yeah. There was Cage getting double teamed by Taya and Mundo.
Yeah.
And eventually getting like clocked in the head with a cinder block.
Yeah.
That exploded in
in amazing fashion.
Yeah.
Because he pins Mundo and Mundo's out, and later on, as he's still fighting Taya, his head is through the ropes, and Mundo appears with a cinder block and just caves it into his skull, and that's how Cage gets eliminated. What else can I remember from that match? Because there's a lot, but it kind of melds together.
Oh, this was like a really fast-paced match for a Royal Rumble.
Yeah, for an hour-long Royal Rumble.
There was always something happening.
I can't really remember what else happened because it all went so fast.
Let me see.
But I know there's at least two more things I'm missing.
There was like Masquerada Sagrada.
Yeah,
who came in.
Yeah, my favorite part.
Yeah,
and he comes out, and Matt Striker says, "Call him an essay," because he's call him paragraph because he's too short to be an essay. So fucking good. I watched that like 4 times, and he's just a jobber, really. Yeah, but he still pulls off some cool things.
Oh yeah, he's really talented.
He's really good at selling moves though, because of his height. Everything looks a lot more brutal on him. Like, is it in season 1 when he does like a jump off of the side of the ring and he gets drop kicked?
Yeah,
and he just looks brutal.
He ended up getting eliminated by Chavo with a camel clutch.
Yeah. Chavo's tag team turned on him.
Yeah, the crew just told Chavo to go fuck himself.
Yeah, so from what I can see, that they're done now with Chavo. Are you just going to the ending?
Yeah.
Because the ending's long enough.
Yeah.
So it's like, at this point, is Mil Muerte is getting attacked by Pentagon, and Katrina is shouting abuse at Vampiro, slapping him around. And then Dario Cueto appears on the top.
Yeah.
And everyone's just losing their minds. Because it's been like, I don't know how long it would have been for the people there. Like, what they
not since like season 1.
Yeah. Cueto hadn't appeared. And then he announced that his brother, the monster, Matanza, will be entering the Rumble as like the surprise 31 entrant, or 21?
21.
Yeah, 21th entrance. And he just comes out and decimates everyone. Yeah. Like, the baby faces and the heels are working together to try and except Chavo. Chavo tries to make a deal with Dario Cueto.
Yeah. I remember there was a bit where they're all outside the ring and Chavo was like hiding behind the steps.
Yeah. And then he sees Joey Ryan, and he goes to Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan's pointing at Chavo. He's like, "No, Chavo's right under you. Go after him."
Joey Ryan eventually got eliminated by Matanza, coming over to where Ryan was handcuffed to
and just ripping the handcuff off of the.
He ripped the barricade off and just squashed Joey Ryan.
He squashed most people except for the last 3.
Apart from like Phoenix, Puma,
and Ray.
Yeah, who put up a fight but were ultimately defeated.
Yeah. But it was really cool. Ray versus Matanza was actually really entertaining to watch. Because Ray got a few good hits in. But like, Ray's really good at like the monster versus the little guy kind of dynamic.
That's his entire career, really. Yeah.
So like, he's gotten really good at it, and it's entertaining to watch him. Like, he's finished from his like Hurricanrana pin 619 into like the like body splash instead. Now he does like the 619 into a body splash.
But yeah, this was a hell of a debut for Matanza to come in and just like crush
everyone.
Yeah.
Like, he eliminated, I'd say, at least 9 people.
I don't know if it was that much,
But it was a lot of people.
He eliminated more or less everyone who was left after he came in.
Yeah, like, he just destroyed everyone. He's a really good wrestler.
He's like a short, stocky Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
But moves really, really well.
He moves like fucking Rob Van Dam or something.
Yeah. Really strong. Really, really athletic for someone his size.
Yeah, because we were saying he only looks like he's about 5 foot something.
Like 5'10", 5'9", maybe.
Yeah.
Not a big guy, but not a tall guy, but he's a big guy.
Yeah. So he won. He's the new Lucha champion right now. Next week, Dario came back and announced that he is now back in control.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what matches happened in that one.
We got Pentagon versus Matanza was the main event of that show.
Yeah. That was just Pentagon getting destroyed.
Yeah.
And Vampiro got a little bit of a ass kicking himself as well.
Yeah, Matanza goes ham on Pentagon and just destroys him, and Vampiro tries to run in and make the save. Matanza just lays him out as well. Cueto, I think he announces that there is going to be a new trios tournament.
Yeah.
Or that might have been the week after. And we'll just run down much as we can remember.
I've got like a handful of I've got a handful of great matches that happened. I just got to remember the times in which they happened, because there was Puma, Muertes, and Phoenix.
Puma, Ray, and Phoenix
had like a 3-way match that was fucking amazing to look at. I can't remember if it was like before or after Aztec Warfare.
I think it was before. I think that's where. Was that where Phoenix won the title? Because he won it from Muertes just the week before Aztec Warfare.
Yeah. Like a lot of Lucha Underground since Aztec Warfare has been great tag matches.
Yeah.
They've been building up their tag team division more than they've done anything else, really.
And really setting up feuds for the team that loses.
Yeah.
So we'll run down like the trios tournament, I guess. We had
the first one was that was the Marty DeMott, the Mac,
and Mariposa versus I think it was Johnny Mundo, Cage, and Taya.
No, that was the next week.
That was the next week.
I think, because the other opponents in the trios tag match weren't the tag team.
Yeah,
they were just three.
Oh, it was Joey Ryan and the crew.
Yeah.
Cisco and Cortez.
Yeah,
I remember this being good.
Yeah, all of the trios tag matches have been really good. I'd say in terms of all of them, this was the third best one, though. Yeah, the best one was probably this week's one.
Was this week's one the one with Ray and Puma? And
no, it was Jack Evans.
Yeah. The crew and Joey Ryan advance.
Yeah.
After the match, Mariposa and Marty beat down the Mac, and Sexy Star runs out to make the save.
I like that. Like, the Mac is just in there.
Yeah.
Like, he hasn't really got a stake in anything. No. He's just there.
He just ended up getting booked there.
Him during Aztec Warfare was pretty funny as well. He came in and just pretended to be Stone Cold for the entire thing.
Stone Cold is like a 3-time Royal Rumble winner, so it's not a bad thing to emulate.
So he was just pretending to be Stone Cold. It was pretty fun to watch. It's just leading to Sexy Star versus Mariposa in a match against each other. Yeah, probably like a tag match. Marty and Mac in there too. Yeah. This week we had Phoenix Well, the week before we had Cage, Mundo, and
Taya.
Taya. I can't remember who they fought though.
Was it Ray, Puma, and Azteca?
It could have been.
I think it was. Yeah, I think that was the match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah, because I was watching. Because Azteca was just great in that match.
This was a really, really good match.
Yeah.
Started off slow enough, but eventually everyone is just in the ring at the same time, just like doing flippy, crazy shit on each other.
My favorite part is it? I think it's against Mundo. He does like Mundo picks him up, and Azteca twirls around, ends up on his other shoulder, and reverses it into a DDT.
Yeah, it's like brutal DDT.
He picks him up for like a belly drop or something, I think.
Yeah.
And Azteca like twirls over his head
and
like flings himself around and lands like a brutal DDT,
like a big spike DDT.
Yeah, it looked great.
Cage showing how strong he is by like he had I think Puma in a Samoan drop and then caught Azteca from like a crossbody and just like held them both there, and then like Samoan dropped Puma and did a fall-away slam on Azteca. Yeah. That dude is strong.
He really is. And he's only like 5 foot as well, if you look at him.
He's also doesn't seem to be too tall.
Like, no one in Lucha Underground is tall.
Yeah.
No one breaks like 6 foot.
Yeah.
Really.
Like, Muertes is probably like one of the tallest guys there.
Yeah.
Actually, Angelico is probably the tallest dude in Lucha Underground.
Probably.
But, like, he's skinny as fuck.
Yeah. And this week's trios match was
the Disciples of Death versus Jack Evans, PJ Black, and Phoenix.
Yeah, which is really good as well. Jack Evans got a new gimmick where he doesn't want to wrestle. Yeah.
He was playing the coward the entire match and just would not tag in, even when his team were ahead.
Yeah. And then when he did get tagged in, he'd just do some stuff. Except for the first time he got tagged in, he got a corner spot. And he did some amazing shit to look at. Like his like a handspring backflip over the rope. Yeah. Jack Evans, he's a pretty charismatic guy. Yeah. I like his gimmick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, just chicken shit. Doesn't want to get in the ring. Yeah, he's not really chicken shit. He just doesn't want to do it. Yeah. More so than anything. He doesn't want to... He's like... Put the effort in. Yeah, he's like, I can beat him. I just don't want to do it. Yeah. He's like... Because when he's pushed, he did do a lot of shit. Yeah. But like, he just didn't want to do it. He's like that, like... The kid who's talented but just doesn't want to put in the effort. Yeah. So his parents call in a guidance counselor and was like, "Yeah, you gotta set yourself straight, kid." Like, there was some pretty slick stuff. Neither Evans nor PJ Black wanted to tag in Phoenix. Yeah, they only tagged him in as a necessity when the other one was out. Or Phoenix would have to tag himself in. Yeah, there was a pretty slick thing where PJ Black goes for like a dive through the ropes, and as he's diving through, Phoenix tags him. Yeah. And then that's where Jack Evans does his springboard over the ropes as well. Match ends with Phoenix getting the pin on one of the Disciples. Yeah. Advancing them. So we've got Phoenix, PJ Black, and Jack Evans, Rey Mysterio, Puma and Azteca, and Joey Ryan and the crew. Yeah, they're advanced so far. And Dario said next week we're going to have a 4-team elimination match to determine the new champions. Yeah. And the other team will be the current champions, Havoc, Son of Havoc, Evilise, and Angelico. Yeah, all of them. And that should be good. Yeah, for the tag matches. I'm trying to think of single matches, but most of their single matches have mostly been squashes for Matanza. Yeah. We'll run down Matanza's matches after
they've also started the new Gift of the Gods tournament.
Yeah.
And I think we've had 2 matches there.
Yeah. We had one with Killshot. And some guy from AAA. That was like his match. I can't remember his name. It was just some AAA wrestler.
Yeah.
But I can't really remember what his name was. I think it's like it's something.
Argencio.
Something like that.
We had Texano versus a guy called Daga.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
That was a good match.
That guy was AAA.
This Daga kid is good. I don't think the Killshot and Argentica
Maybe.
I can't think of his name. He was in bloody Aztec Warfare.
Yeah.
But got like jobbed out by Mysterio in a second. Jobbed to the back.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Texano Daga match was definitely for one of the medallions. And
Texano's gimmick confuses me so hard. His Jim Duggan Mexican gimmick.
Yeah. I don't know what
like
the deal is.
That's the easiest way I can describe Texano's gimmick.
Yeah.
Is that he's just a Mexican Jim Duggan.
Yeah.
Instead of the 2x4, he comes out with a cowbell rope.
Him and Chavo had a match after Aztec Warfare, a bull rope match, and that's when the crew told Chavo to go fuck himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Daga.
Yeah.
We had another match this week between Aerostar and Drago for one of the medallions. So we have at least two now.
Yeah. The Drago match is really good. Although it was all choreographed.
And Aerostar nearly fucking killed himself by slipping on the ropes and coming down on the stairs.
But that's got my second favourite little line from Matt Striker. So when Aerostar does the like shooting star off, or not shooting star, I can't remember what move it was. Probably just a suicide dive over the top rope, and he lands it. And there's a guy in the crowd who looks like Bob Ross. And he's like, Bob Ross's son is impressed. Happy little clouds for everyone.
Guess it'll bring us on to like the main event stuff.
Well, Killshot as well, his guy's new character.
Yeah, he's like an US Special Forces.
Yeah, so that's his new gimmick is he's very militaristic in how he moves now in the ring. He's
coming out with like dog tags and camo gear.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, I like Killshot. Can't remember his PWG name though. But he's really good. Because he was in that WrestleCon match against Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
He wasn't masked during it. He was his PWG character. But yeah, he had like a squash match just to kind of prove, or just to show his new gimmick off.
Yeah.
More so than anything. That's really it in terms of like.
I think that's it for
big name things that happen in Lucha Underground.
We had one of the Disciples of Death kill the other two Disciples of Death by ripping their hearts out.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
And then like they crumbled into like ashes.
Yeah, red ashes.
Yeah.
I wonder if that means he's going to be singles or if they're going to revive two new guys.
Probably like a singles.
Yeah.
Yeah, apart from that, I can't think of anything outstanding. Suppose we should move on to like the main events.
Yeah.
We talked about Matanza squashing Pentagon.
Yeah.
The week after, he squashed Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I think the week after that is him versus Matanza.
Yeah, which is this week's episode.
Which went to a no contest.
Yeah.
But it was just two big guys beating the shit out of each other.
It was what I wanted it to be.
Yeah. it was a good big man match because they aren't really big men.
Yeah. Like was it Matanza has Mil Muertes for his like German suplex, his suplex city bit, and he gets him and he lifts him up, and Matanza or Mil Muertes flips over his shoulder,
It just lands on his feet.
yeah, it's ridiculous.
They're both quick, big guys. Matanza is like the quicker of the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, they end up bailing outside and just like beating on each other, and eventually getting like a drum or something.
Yeah,
like
I've no idea.
An oil canister.
Yeah, I have no idea what that thing was.
And just like popping each other in the head with it. And eventually they make their way up like the
stairs.
Yeah.
What is the entrance ramp for the faces more so. Yeah, they end up fighting up there and end up on top of Dario Cueto's office. And you know things are going wrong when you see a camera placed on If you in any Lucha Underground matches, keep an eye out for the secret camera, and you know where someone's going to go wrestling to later on.
the secret GoPro.
Yeah, it was the same with Joey Ryan. You knew where Joey Ryan was going to handcuff himself because the GoPro was already there.
There was a bit where it looked like Muertes was going to chuck Matanza off the office.
Yeah.
And eventually, though, they end up
in like a Russian leg sweep.
Yeah, Muertes hits Matanza with a flatliner.
Yeah.
Through the roof of the office.
And caves it in.
Yeah.
And it leaves to the ref no contesting the match.
Yeah.
Dario Cueto jumps over the ramp to check on them. Starts screaming war at Katrina.
Yeah. So it looks like these guys are going to be feuding now.
Yeah, I'm pretty okay with that.
I imagine...
Do you know what was really funny though is you could tell they were going to go through the roof.
Because you can see kind of the outline.
No, as well, they put a smoke machine in the office and the smoke starts seeping through the roof. It's at like near the end.
Nice.
You can see kind of vapors coming out from the little cracks in the roof, and you know that they're going to go through.
I've been enjoying Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
My problem is I like to binge watch stuff. I don't follow things week to week apart from Raw, and that's just out of habit more than anything else.
Because you're not going to binge watch Raw.
No.
You miss one episode of Raw, that's 3 hours you gotta catch up on.
Yeah.
You miss 2 episodes of Raw, that's 6 hours.
Because really I watch Raw in parts. I watch it in like hour-long segments.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I imagine going forward, Cuerto is going to try and keep Muertes away from Matanza by putting them in like the whatchamacallit tournaments.
The Gift of the Gods match.
He'll have to go through that to get another shot.
Yeah, something like that. I just wait for Pentagon to come back.
Yeah.
Because I was saying to you, I feel like he's going to be the one that'll beat him, kind of thing. Because that seemed to be how it went. Like he was the first one who properly jobbed out to him.
Yeah.
And he got injured, and usually that's how they do it. The guy gets injured, he comes back, and he fucking destroys your man.
Makes like the valiant return.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the direction they go in.
Yeah.
It's been.
I'm sure we could find out. The spoilers are online.
The spoilers for like season 3 are out, and we will not talk about them on the show.
Like, I'm pretty sure we could fucking find out if Pentagon came back.
Yeah.
Just can't be
for anyone who's curious, don't go on the
wikis for any of them. Don't go on any Lucha Underground wrestlers wiki, because you'll find out if they won or lost the title.
Yeah, like the results for Ultima Lucha, this year's Ultima Lucha, which is like
another, I'd say 2 months or so.
Yeah, it's another couple of months down the line are up there.
Yeah.
And I ended up seeing them. I ended up seeing them before I started following Lucha Underground, so they meant nothing to me. So I've forgotten them by this stage, so I'm all right. But like,
oh yeah, like the stuff you've told me, I'm gonna forget that.
Yeah.
By the point it happens.
Yeah, there's spoilers for like
really big matches.
Yeah, Aztec Warfare 3 has already been like taped.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening until like 2017.
Yeah, that's
You're not seeing that
yeah,
till
that's not
2017.
happening until this time next year.
Yeah. I imagine they'll probably air season 3 a bit earlier.
Oh yeah, I'd say we'll
Be
probably
getting that in like
I'd say-
November.
I'd say at the most we'll get maybe like a month break from it all.
Yeah, but there is big spoilers out there, so you know.
If you care, don't go onto anyone's Wikipedia page. That's like the easiest way to get spoiled.
And if we end up spoiling something, I will give a warning before it.
That's really it for Lucha Underground. More than anything, just caught up to date with everything.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah,
probably. Thanks everyone for listening to episode 12 of the Irish Whip podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Irish Whipcast and check out our YouTube and Facebook's pages, which are Irish Whip podcast.
Yeah,
Irish Whip podcast for YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once we get used to it, we'll change the name to Irish Whipcast.
Yeah. Like the only reason the Twitter is Irish Whipcast is it's because it's less characters.
Yeah.
So if someone wants to tweet me, they have 3 more letters, 4 more letters. No, 3. Yeah.
Yeah. We live tweet raw.
Yeah, generally.
Most we can. I stay up later than Ben nowadays.
Yeah. Well, it depends. Like the last couple of days I've been up late, and I was like, oh, I'm going to go to bed now. What? Chyna's dead? Oh, I'm going to go to bed now. What? There was an NXT title change at a house show?
Yeah.
So now I'm kind of afraid to go to bed early. Alright. Thanks for listening, guys. Our next episode will be like our
payback predictions, I'd say.
Payback predictions and Raw wrap-up.
Yeah, unless something groundbreaking happens within the next week or so.
I might be hearing more stuff about TNA.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay tuned.